Hello, darlings. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're another YouTuber, let me know down in the comments and I will sub you back. Now stay safe, get your boosters, and here's the video. Hello, darlings. It's Brandy here. Today I am going to show you a few different ways to ombre nails because, let's face it, ombreing with gel polish is not easy, okay? People that can do it think it's easy. People that just want that baby boomer look think it's easy, but it's not, okay? So, before that, it's shameless promotion time. So here's a quick look at all the Valentine's Day stuff. I did create a few new Heart with Wing boxes, so a piercing box, a basic metals box, and the large heart bling box, plus a Valentine's Day box, which has a bunch of our stuff in it, including the 2 Valentine's Day glitters. I do have a bunch of sets coming out before Valentine's Day, so you can see how to use these products and how dope they are. So yeah, let's get on with the video. Alright, y'all, what we are going to do today is some ombreing. And your girl is not too good at it either, so hopefully someone can watch this and maybe give me some pointers as well, because I find a hard time ombreing with gel polish. I really, really do. Today I'm going to go over ombre with pigment powder, excuse me, with chrome powders, with glitter nail polish, and with the chrome you can do the same thing to apply glitter, and I'll explain that a little more once I get into it. But the main ombre tools are makeup sponges, right? These are from Dollar Tree. You get a whole bunch of them for a little bit, for $1. Then there's this ombre brush, which, me having problems ombreing, I was looking for any type of solution that I could find. So it does have a slant cut, and it actually gives you the same kind of bristle effect as the ombre brush, but just in a different shape. Instead of it being flat, you know, it's in a round circle. So this is a quote-unquote regular ombre brush. Now you see how the bristles here, you know, the top part is more wispy, and then the underneath is more firm. So it's like some of these bristles got, you know, got cut down to create that good ombre look. So I started some nails with just paint, just one coat, just to show ya. Now let's get into this. Okay, so this is going to be a bit longer of a video because I want to leave it in real time so you can see exactly how long it takes and all that stuff. When it comes to my ombres, I kind of go with a V shape. I start at the tip, and of course, you know, that's the place where I apply the thickest amount of powder, gel, what have you. Now, I tend to do my ombres in a French kind of way, so I will go down the sides with, you know, like a full opaque part of it, whether it's gel polish or pigment powder or nail glue, nail glitter nail polish, gel polish, glitter gel polish. And then I will just kind of pull it down and try to blend it. And the other powders tend to kind of have like a spiky look to it, but I think if I took the brush that I'm using right now and just kind of went over it a little bit, that spikiness would be gone. But I wasn't thinking that way as I was making the video. But see how quick and easy that ombre was? I mean, it's just straight tap, 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 and look at it, it's gorgeous. I was very, very happy with it. I couldn't even tell you, because I knew this was going to be a long video, but I figured there was going to be, you know, mishaps in every type, and that one went so smoothly, I was kind of in shock for the rest of it. Okay, so I am taking this Imoli glitter gel polish, and I'm doing the same thing that I did with the pigment powder. You know, I put a large amount at the top. I do a little extra down the sides. Now I'm taking the other ombre brush, and I'm kind of just gently pulling the glitter and the color down. And it does take a while. And believe me, I went through my phase of ombres looking like candy corn, because you're trying to blend so hard in the middle that it doesn't give the blend, it just turns into a new color. So I've done that more times than I can count. So basically, you just got to take your time, and really, I mean, that's all I really have to say about it, except it takes a while, and it's easier said than done. Now, this one ended up pretty quick as well, because I was very comfortable with it. The last few, not as comfortable, so, you know, it'll take a little bit longer. But I was happy with that. I mean, I didn't see any candy corn issues going on, and the ombre brush really does pull it out. But like I said, it kind of gives a spiky look when you look up close and personal. I don't know if you can actually see it. But again, I'm very, very happy with the results. And actually, I'm not too unhappy with the other ones. It's just I'm not as comfortable with them, so I'm stepping outside my comfort zone, which honestly, I don't do enough. So I'm going to start. It's going to be very interesting for y'all to see. So now I'm going to go with the sponge. I always check it against the nail to see where the middle point will be, so that I don't put it too far to the top, too far to the bottom, you know, whatever. And I chose a medium length nail because I didn't want to show only short or only long, so I just went with the middle road. The long ones, like the double XL and the triple XL, those are really, really hard because the sponges aren't that big. But like I said, I don't ombre often because I'm just really not good at it. Unless it's with gel polish. I mean with jelly polish. That I can do really, really easy. Because really you just paint one part and then you paint the other part and make sure they overlap in the middle, and you know, you get your ombre that way, whether it's vertical or horizontal. So I applied the same nude shade that I used on all the other nails, and I'm taking my Venalisa white and just putting it on there. Now, I don't know if I put too much or too little. I think I put too much of the white and not enough of the cream color, or the peachy color, whatever you want to call it. The nude color, okay? So I'm double checking against it to see, and then I'm sponging it, but see the result that I get? So, of course, I'm going to try to fix the top, because I think I was putting more pressure on the bottom, and then it gives you like this weird half color thing going on, and then I still got to fix the top. So, I don't know. Like I said, I got issues when it comes to ombreing. So that pretty much cleaned it up. I did end up doing 3 of those, and they look good in the picture, but they don't look so good in person. Plus, when I use a sponge, it gives me that, like, not bumpy look, but sort of. And then even if you top coat it, that's still there. So I'm not a huge fan of the sponge. So anybody that likes to sponge with gel polish, let me know what the hell I'm doing wrong, okay? Because a girl needs to know. Y'all see, now this time I put too much of both. So it just ended up a sloppy mess. Like, I don't even want to tell you what it sounded like. Like macaroni and cheese in the pot, alright? Some of y'all will get it, some of y'all won't. But yeah, it was giving me those wet, squishy sounds. So, yeah, and I mean it exactly the way I said it. But see how it's just like a puddle on both colors? That was not easy to clean up, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Oh, and between each one, you need to, like each application, you need to put it in the lamp. You can't just keep going over wet, wet, wet. So let me get my mind out of the gutter. So, you know, you just kind of tap it along and hope that you can fix it, kind of thing. That's why, like I said, sometimes it works really well for me, and other times it's a hot mess. I would say this is an in-between, because I definitely have messed with worse. So, man. Like I said, any constructive criticism or pointers, I will take them gladly. Gladly. I couldn't get that fixed, so I ended up wiping off the big gunky parts of it, and then just kind of let the sponge soak up the rest. So here's pretty much the finished look after I put it in the lamp after this time. Or no, yeah, there it is. But see how there's like that pattern, or like, I don't know, bumpiness, I guess. Not enough to turn me off, but like I said, you can still see it when you top coat. So I'm not sure if that's normal either, but that's how my ombres with a sponge work. So next up we have the top half is wet and the base is dry. Now all of these, the base has been dry. I'm going to do one more where it's both wet polish. So with this one, you kind of do whatever pattern you like. Like I said, I always tend to go for a V when it comes to the solid color, and then pulling it down. Now I feel like these 2 or 3, I'm not sure how many more I have. I did a few, so, you know, it all gets lost. So I did this nice little French. Now I'm going to pull down in the middle. I did wipe it off in between, so, you know, I wasn't going to be carrying all that extra polish. I am just moving the polish that is already there and pulling it down. And in a situation like this, I usually will put a little bit more extra color on the tip if necessary. Like if I didn't put enough polish on it to begin with, and the top part starts looking a little sparse. I'm telling you, man, my mouth today is just not working, or my brain, or the both of them, right? But it's just, you want to even it out, you know, nice and easy. And there's me trying to get rid of some of the spikiness, but that really wasn't working well. It ended up just making it look spotty. So I had to go back with the brush again and try to, you know, I'm wiping it off in between, maybe getting some alcohol on there so that I can fix the part that I messed up by trying to blend it side to side. So if you are still watching this video, please hit the like button. Let your girl know that you were here. Leave a comment. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. And if you do, hit that bell. Otherwise, you will miss future uploads. Because YouTube is not small creator friendly, okay? So the more that you get comments or thumbs up or even thumbs down, as long as you're getting reactions from people, YouTube will, you know, get you to, it'll recommend your videos to people that watch nail videos that maybe only watch the big guys. So there is the finished look of that one before I put it in the lamp. And you'll see it does have those little spikies on there, but it's only super close up. When you pull it away, you can't even tell. So, you know, as nail artists, I feel like we're always zooming in on what we're doing, but, you know, people don't look at it that closely, even if you're doing someone else's nails. They just see the finished look, you know, farther away from their face. So, I don't know. I mean, I haven't had any complaints for any baby boomer nails that I've ever done, so, you know, I'm not unhappy. I painted the wrong side of the nail. It should be the top of the nail is the nude, right? And the bottom is the white. Hey, it happens whether I'm distracted or not, but it's very easy to distract me. So I'm painting the top of the nail with the nude color. I'm going to go in on the bottom with the white. I recommend doing 2/3 nude, 1/3 white, because you're going to be mixing it. So you don't want to put it half and half and then have it be mixing way below the nail line, the natural nail line. So you do it so that they're right next to each other but not touching yet. Now this, Femi Beauty showed this back in the day, but I still ended up with candy corns doing it. So this is my first time doing it in a long while. And it did what it was supposed to do for the first part, but I definitely went in and doctored it. You do have to be careful when both polishes are wet. You can only do one stroke at a time in between when you're mixing the colors. Like if you're just moving all the white, if you're just moving the white down and you're not touching the nude, or the other way, you don't have to wipe it in between. But if you're trying to mix them either way, you're going to need to do one brush, maybe two, and then wipe. One spot and then wipe. One spot and then wipe. Otherwise, you're going to be pulling the white too far up into the nude, and the other way around, that you'll end up with like weird streaks in different spots. So it is a little bit of a pain, but if you want to do it that way, I mean, this is, I don't know, I'm sure there's better ways and there's better tutorials, but this is how I do it. And knock on wood, like I said, I haven't had any complaints with any of my ombres, so. Oh, and that's another thing you have to be careful of when they're both wet, is banging the sides on your finger. That's what happened in the last video too, when I was doing the outline of the nails. It just kept bumping into my finger. But I guess, you know, that's why I wear gloves, and it didn't really affect this too much, which, you know, makes me happy, because I hate having to go back and fix something. Like if the little stand falls over when I'm going to put it in the lamp, that's the worst. I hate that. But, you know, it happens more often than I'd like to admit. I also was fidgeting with it so much because the part where I did that like back and forth horizontal wipe, it kind of like lost all the polish that was there. So it was kind of like there was like a hole in the middle almost. So that's why there was so much fidgeting with it, because I was pulling down the white and then pulling the nude and then getting into mixing it. So, all right, so next up we have Holo Powder or Chrome Powder, or I don't know, Aurora Powder. Any of these can be applied like this. I am a brand ambassador for iMethod Beauty, so save 15% on anything that they have on their Amazon shop. And you can use my code, all capitals, brcnails15, and get that 15% off. And really, this is the only Holo Powder that I will use. It is the best. The best. It is pricey, but I've tried a whole bunch of different Aliexpress Holo Powders, those pens, the cushion pens. Nothing compares to this. I'm sure that like Daily Charm or whatever, those ones that are like double the price of the iMethod Beauty one, they might give you a better look, but from what I've seen, not personally, but you know, through the feed and everything, this looks just as good. But there is a huge difference between this one and the Aliexpress one, even the more expensive ones on Aliexpress, because I did shell out a pretty penny to try to find a good one before I found the iMethod Beauty. So that's the backstory with that. Now this one is a little hard because I'm taking top coat and I'm trying to make that same pattern that I made with all of them. You know, I pull it down the sides, I try to pull it down towards the middle, but it's hard to see because you're working in top coat. So any chrome powder that I use, I realized I wasn't filming as I started to put the Holo Powder on. I was like, no. This is the part that they need to see. So that's me finishing it up right there. So let me go back. Any chrome powder that I use, I put the top coat on, I put it in for 10 seconds in my 60-second lamp, and then apply the powder, whether it is chrome or holo or aurora. Now, there was one spot that was a little off. So I ended up adding more top coat. But what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get rid of the holo powder that, you know, is not in the right place, because if you're trying to do an ombre, you only want it in the ombre. You don't want loose particles going here and there. So all the other nails, besides the powdered nails, those I just used regular, my top coat, and just put it on there. But when it comes to powders, glitters, whatever, I always take my top coat and I pour it on my palette, or whatever, you know, whatever you use as a palette. And I use a separate gel brush that I use just for that, because I cannot tell you, I think I wasted at least 5 top coats by getting glitter in it, like getting it on the brush itself and then putting the brush into the bottle, and the top coat is ruined. So I almost always, like, I built it into my muscle memory, if you will. Anything with powders or glitters, loose glitters, I always use a separate brush. And I try to float the polish down. I do this with nail stamping as well. You put a semi-large amount of the top coat on the nail itself, and then you move the liquid down the nail, so you're not putting any pressure on the powder or on the stamp or what have you. And you're, like I said, you're only pulling the liquid down, like the top coat down, so there's no pressure going on that nail at all. That way you don't have to worry about your powders running or smudging your stamps, or, you know, what have you. So that is how I do it. That's why I left it in here, because I think it's an important fact for people to know in general. If you didn't grab enough top coat, that's okay. And if you grab too much, that's okay too. You can always just add it to the part that you need it added to. Or if it's too much, you can pull that off with the brush that you're using and kind of wipe off the brush and then go back at it again. So really the only problem part was the powder, so I didn't have enough of the top coat on the palette. So that's why I just went in with the brush on that part, but I'm going to even it all out just with that same floating technique. No touching, just evening out. So yeah, that's pretty much it as far as ombreing with gel polish and powders. I'm happy with the results, even if the sponge one looks weird to me. I don't know why it doesn't work for me. I'm just not good with it. So I'm just trying to give you a close-up here of how everything looks. And yeah. I'm thinking of doing videos like, you know, instructional type videos, you know, like this, or the Aliexpress video. Like, I can do some for Kind Master maybe and help some people with that. You know, for like my beginning of the week video, and then just doing straight nail looks for the weekend. If that's something you would be interested in, please let me know, and I will make videos or sets, anything, any ideas that you might have, all that stuff. So let me know, let your girl know. Please come to the website, please. If you want to, if you see some goodies that you like, please place an order. I will get it out to you quickly. And yeah, you have plenty of time to get that Valentine's Day stuff, even with the post going maybe a little slower than normal. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube-y stuff. And yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a marvelous day. And thanks again. Mwah.